So yeah, again, for anyone joining us just now, thanks for joining. I'm just going to be presenting a bit this initiative called 45B, which is all about helping to gather resources and share a mentality of people teaching more users to get the best of Cardano and find tools, and especially to break things down and steer a bit away for the non-technical user to steer away from the technicalities and find the simplest ways of onboarding them and introducing what this is about. Yeah, so just going from top to bottom, we're just still on this point here. You can see my mouse, yeah? Thanks. So yeah, so we're just on this point here to welcome and see a bit who's who. Like I said, my background is mostly as a technical business analyst. So I've never been a full-time dev, nor have I just been a business people. I've been just going back and forth between both all my career. So next we're going to do a quick intro of 45B, see a bit what we've done so far, especially, and try to keep it very quick around what our proposals are, just to illustrate a bit what we're about. The main part of the session is brainstorming approaches and tools for onboarding users and small businesses. We can also take a quick look at what we have already in terms of profiles and everything. If we have that need, we can take a look a bit at the hands-on onboarding of any user that's here, or dropping some links for them, or just set a next date, which is, this is an initiative that we've been running for a long time. That we ran a long time ago, back in 2022, and trying to bring it back. This is basically the kickoff session for that type of gathering attention to it. And if we have more time, we can circle back to the main part, like I said here, until time allows. I'm happy to discuss what we're going to go over on this point. So I think I've already introduced a bit what 45B is about, but the concept here is really just, it's not incorporated, it's not like a big company that, like, for example, the CF has the approach, has the mission of onboarding, like they just sold training for Petrobras, which is a big energy organization in Brazil. So we're not trying to be that at all. We're just trying to be a hub of professionals that each provides their service. So we have designers, we have marketing people, we have people like myself, more from the training side. And the goal is that we all share opportunities and help each other in overall. So we also have this way of trying to keep things real in terms of legal compliances and compliances and everything. So we are aiming to bridge with the legal offices, with tax offices, professionals, to advise projects, or at least to steer them, and to not just be telling them, do whatever you want, buy whatever you want, to mint whatever you want. So that's not a good idea, as you all know. So that's something that some people, for example, like Roberto was saying, has a background in law, but is not 100% on that area at the moment, could help bridge. And when we are articulating and trying to help a Web3 project, that could be a bridge of knowledge. In overall, like we've said many times, maximize the adoption of Cardano and Web3. So I have a lot that I can show, just still on who we are. If we expand a bit on what I just presented, basically there's two sides. I've been focusing more on the users and SMBs. So like you can see there, 45B is trying to be around small and medium businesses with in partnership with law and accounting offices to provide services. And these services are basically going to be the training side, helping to manage when they actually have assets on their balance sheet, helping them to understand the tools, giving them training and steering them in the right directions in terms of what they can't do, especially, in terms of legal, channeling them to professionals. On a third level, basically what we could do as a hub of professionals is help the small medium business that initially we talk to a business owner and he's like installing a wallet on a personal level. At this level, he would be taking the serious decision of including assets on his balance sheet for the company, or taking payments in ADA, for example. And if at any point he starts being familiar enough with the technology that he wants to create an NFT collection, or that he wants to create any type of engagement on his e-commerce website or something like that, we will be there to consult a bit as a product or project management professionals as well. Liaising with teams, ideally like Gimbal Labs, and a span of professionals that are available to build things. So that's the main thing here, turning to the broader audience, to the consumers and small businesses. Internally, because we have this type of liaison with other professionals as well, and we are composed of not just devs and technical people, but I am bridging with design professionals, marketing. I'm also a bit more on the requirements and product management side. So this is basically what we could do for projects currently building on Cardano. So yeah, this is the high level of the services. In terms of what's done so far, I'm not going to go into detail because, like I said, this is just an intro. But whether it's more like in terms of crypto, all the way into understanding debt and the financial system, into onboarding at least the notion of Bitcoin as the first digital commodity that was created, and seeing a bit, leveraging a bit on that type of concept of the history that it already has, and then distinguishing a bit Bitcoin from Cardano, and even like for what I've presented in terms of what we're going to need to help businesses go through. In Europe, for example, we're going to have CBDCs and everyone's going to need to be compliant. And my view is a bit that it could also be a way to network with businesses, because they most likely are going to be adopting it by force of laws and everything, that they could adopt them through an organization that's crypto and Web3 friendly, that they could then do this road of onboarding more to Web3 in the way that we value it. So like you see there, a number of concepts, like I was saying here, on a level of distinguishing different versions of money, self-custody, understanding things with simple concepts. So this is a bit what we've done as well. If I scroll down to concrete actions, like Roberto was pointing out, we've done hands-on workshops for non-technical users for a few months last year, or 2022 actually. That already generated an interesting span of things and of resources that you can see on YouTube. But the main thing is not to be creating content. It's more to have sessions, and to teach people how to have more sessions on like their own community. So one of the interesting sides of what we did in 2022 was that we had sessions with Paul, for example, from African communities that are teaching on very, very different realities, where they don't have internet at home. They need to go to a university to contact with Cardano a bit. There's Cauê from Brazil. There's also MJ that we met from a Turkish community, Little Fish. And yeah, so this is a bit the concept. So it's not gating content or knowledge, but it's really just to facilitate and help people to empower people to facilitate their own sessions. So basically that's what we've done. And also just zooming in here on the open source and collaboration, we've had some proposals for Fund 10, and we also have a number of them for Fund 11 here. So I'm just going to go over them very briefly. But the main thing, like I said on the title just above there, is that we're not trying to create a closed source product and collect the tickets for people to use it. The main thing that we are trying to do here, for example, with this proposal, is to ask for funds so that we can spin up a community, so that this type of engine of extracting accounting extracts for, to liaise, like we were saying, with the accountants that we plan to bridge with, could be free, could be like an open standard that we have several developers and people from different communities and skill sets to contribute to this type of open source solution. On this side here, for example, the Marlowe workshops is a bit a continuation of what we did with Cardano for Non-Techs, where in Cardano for Non-Techs, we were teaching people to just install a wallet and use some apps. Here, the goal would be to teach a business professional who's a decision maker in a company to sandbox, not to build in Marlowe, but to sandbox in Marlowe and understand the concept of a smart contract. So that's the goal of this proposal. And the first one is really just about setting up 45B a bit more, like to support creating our website, running not necessarily dev and internal facing communities, but Instagram and a bit Twitter, even WhatsApp groups, and even the public sessions of Cardano for Non-Techs. So I think this helps a bit to illustrate what we're trying to do as well. And yeah, maybe I went a bit over, for sure I did, but that was this part here around intro to 45B and the proposals.